This is Andrew Crisafulli, Director of Athletics at Dartmouth High School. I appreciate you clicking on this link. This 28-minute virtual presentation will share with you important information concerning the athletic program at Dartmouth High School. We will list all of our sport offerings per season with a special focus placed on the fall. The fall season will have individual slides in which we will introduce the sport. We will share with you information concerning the head coach and their contact information, the anticipated start date, and what student athletes and families will need to complete in order to participate in the fall season. This presentation will also detail the many questions that still remain unanswered due to the COVID-19 global pandemic. The agenda for today's presentation. We will introduce you to our athletic department staff, which would be the office staff located at Dartmouth High School. We'll discuss the current situation with COVID-19, adjustments that we've already made for the summer months, and adjustments that are still in the works. We'll share with you our sport offerings by season, with our start dates, coaches' contact, especially for the fall season, and our practice and game locations for the fall season. We'll answer the question, if you want to participate in fall sports, what do you need to do? We will share with you our new athletic department website that will contain a lot of important information. It'll be a one-stop shop. We'll discuss what is important right now. We'll also answer the question as to what is coming. And then finally share with you contact information for the athletic department staff, especially for those families that need to contact athletics over the summer months. Our athletic department staff. The Director of Athletics is myself, Andrew Crisafulli. In September, I'll be entering my 21st year of public education. It'll be my 9th year as an athletic director and my 2nd year as athletic director at Dartmouth High School. Our athletic department secretary is Dolores Constelletti. Our athletic trainer, who is contracted through South Coast Hospitals, is Chelsea Borowski. And our strength and conditioning coach is Andrew Medeiros, who is also a physical education / wellness teacher at Dartmouth High School. COVID-19. The last 5 months have been really challenging and trying times in our world as we all battle the COVID-19 global pandemic. On Friday, March 13th of 2020, the state of Massachusetts embarked on a new journey implementing remote learning to all students in the Commonwealth for the remaining part of the 2019 and 20 school year. This leads us to our first bullet in our slide, which is our current situation. Currently, the Dartmouth Public Schools is waiting patiently, along with each and every school department in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, for the Department of Education to release its guidance, guidelines, requirements, and directives in order to reopen schools in the fall of 2020 safely. Once that information is shared, we will be able to have a better view of what the fall athletic season could look like. Now, the first bullet or sub-bullet is an anticipated start date. In the perfect world, we will be able to start sports on time. I will be supplying in later slides what the anticipated start dates are for each and every one of our fall sport offerings. If we are not able to start our sports season on time, we will fall to bullet number 2, which is a delayed start to the season. Now again, each and every sport is very different and unique in its own way. Some sports might have some serious, heavy restrictions, while others do not. And that very well could dictate when each one of these sports seasons can start. You might see a sport team be able to start sooner than another sport due to those restrictions. The third sub-bullet represents an abbreviated season schedule. Now, remembering back to our spring schedule, the MIAA created a format in which each sport would have played an abbreviated sports season or game schedule, and then have some type of state tournament experience at the end. And again, if we have a delayed start to sports seasons, you very well could see an abbreviated season follow. Our next sub-bullet topic is restrictions. We are anticipating the state of Massachusetts to release certain safety restrictions that will have to be implemented at the local level in order to begin and start our athletic season safely. Now, these requirements and directives could range from the amount of kids allowed in certain areas of the field, if they need to be socially distanced, if they need to be wearing masks, or any other requirements that would be considered under the umbrella of safety. We understand, appreciate, and accept the fact that some of the prospective restrictions will be more challenging in some sports than others, but overall it is our responsibility to make sure they were followed and implemented as written. The next sub-bullet is the topic of travel. Now, depending on the restrictions and directives that are communicated to the Dartmouth Public Schools, travel could be a very challenging topic. Now, as you're very well aware, that half of our regular season game schedule are road games, in which our kids would have to board a bus and travel to away athletic contests and venues. Again, depending on the amount of students and student athletes that could ride on a bus at one time socially distanced, this will become a very big challenge that we will have to solve. But again, this is a challenge, and this is a situation, and these are details that the Dartmouth Public Schools and the Dartmouth High School Athletic Department will figure out and will implement a plan moving forward. Our next bulleted topic are locker rooms. As of this recording, locker rooms will not be able to be used during the fall athletic season. Now, this fact poses many challenges to not only our athletic department, but our coaches and student athletes. Some of the questions that we will need to answer and plan for are: where will student athletes store their equipment? Where will they lock up their belongings? Where will they change pre-practice or pre-game and then change again post-game or post-practice? And finally, where will student athletes meet up with their teammates and their coaches during pre-practice or pre-games or post-practice or post-games? Again, these are all situations and challenges that we will need to combat moving forward. Our last sub-bullet is the topic of fans. Please know, as of this recording, there have been no decisions made based on fan attendance at high school sporting events. Please know, the state could require and direct local high school athletic departments that fans cannot attend their athletic events. There also could be situations in which fans can attend games, but have to be socially distant while wearing masks. Now, whatever the decision is made at the state level will be directed to the local level, and we will have to implement whatever those requirements are. Once those decisions are made, we will be sure to communicate all of the information to our parents and guardians so that they can prepare appropriately. In closing, the Dartmouth High School Athletic Department will focus on controlling what we can control. We will share sign-up and registration information. We will prepare like we would for any other year. We will continue to promote our programs and sports and make the necessary adjustments moving forward to enable us to start our athletic season as safely as we can. How we will adjust over the summer months due to COVID-19 and the very unique situation we're currently in. Fall sports signups will take place via a Google form. Now, typically, we hold sign-up informational meetings in the month of June in person at the high school. But again, we'll have to make that adjustment, and this year we will do it electronically via Google form. Please make sure that you not only supply us with the information we're looking for, but also select the sport that you're interested in. Number 2, individual sport information meetings will be held virtually. So once we compile all the information we need in the Google form, we will pass along names and contact information to each respective head coach. And those coaches will be reaching out to the individuals who are interested in participating in their sport in the fall. And they will share with you a date and a time for the virtual meeting that they will share individual information concerning their sport. Number 3, online registrations via Family ID will not open until early July, which hopefully will be phase 3 in Massachusetts. So again, online registration, just like every other year, is required. Please know that the Google form for your sign up and a Family ID online registration are 2 totally different tasks. You must do both in order to have your registration in and for us to evaluate the information and to eventually clear you for participation. So please make sure that you not only fill out the sports sign up via Google form, you also register on Family ID when it opens in early July. Number 4, sports user fees. Those fees will not be collected until finalized rosters have been established and submitted. And again, that is a change from previous years. Your first sport of the year costs $50 to participate in. That fee, please do not pay it when you register. The payment will be held off until a student athlete's name appears on a finalized roster. And at that point, we will ask that you pay the $50 fee. Number 5, a decision on sports physicals and their validity will be determined at the state level and shared with school departments over the summer months. So typically a sports physical is good for 13 months. Now, whenever that anniversary date is that it expires, the following day the student athlete is immediately ineligible to participate until they turn in a brand new up-to-date sports physical form to Dartmouth High School. Because of the current situation and because of the doctor's offices that have not been able to follow through on many appointments due to the virus, and due to individual health insurance, the state is evaluating our sports physical situation in the state and will be giving us guidance as to how the state would like us to handle that. Now, whenever that guidance is supplied, we will share it with you. We will formulate our plan moving forward and inform you as to how physicals will be handled for the 2020-2021 academic and athletic year. Summer adjustments that are still in the works. First is our summer strength and conditioning opportunity. Andrew Medeiros, who's our strength and conditioning coach, has traditionally offered numerous opportunities to our students at Dartmouth High School to partake in strength and conditioning workouts on the campus of Dartmouth High School during the summer months. Unfortunately, these opportunities have been placed on hold due to the current situation in Massachusetts and the restrictions that are in place. It is our hope that over the summer months, we will be able to revisit these opportunities and offerings for our students. And if and when that happens, we will communicate that information to all families. Impact testing. Impact testing is an online neurocognitive test that is administered at Dartmouth High School and proctored by our athletic trainer, Chelsea Borowski. Now, what an impact test is, it is used as a tool by medical professionals to either treat or diagnose a prospective or possible head injury attained during athletic competition and/or practice. Now, with the current restrictions in Massachusetts, we are unable to schedule our student athletes to come in to take this test in one of our computer labs in the building. We are hoping that as the summer progresses, either restrictions are lifted or lessened, and we will be able to implement our schedule and test those student athletes who need to be tested. Now, the impact test is good for 2 years, or valid, I should say, for 2 years. So traditionally, we test incoming freshmen and juniors that are currently in our building. Again, we will know more information as the summer months progress, and we will keep all families informed of decisions and schedules moving forward. Sport offerings by season. We'll first start off with the fall season. When I introduce the sport, we'll introduce them in the order of which their anticipated start date is, and the fall season typically concludes on Thanksgiving Day. Football. Football start date is Friday, August 21st. Our head coach is Rick White. His email is listed in the slide. Practices take place at Dartmouth High School in the field that is in the front side of the building, and home games take place at Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. Fall cheerleading. Start date is Monday, August 24th. Our head coach is Rebecca Braga. Her email address is listed. Practices are held at Dartmouth High School, and home games in which they cheer at are hosted at Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. Boys and girls country. Their start date is Monday, August 24th. Our head coach is Hillary Souza. Her email is listed. Practices are held at Dartmouth High School and in the surrounding areas of the building, and home meets are hosted at Dartmouth Middle School. Field hockey. Field hockey start date is Monday, August 24th. Our head coach is Beth Arguin. Her email is listed. Practices are held at Dartmouth Middle School, and home games are hosted at Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. Golf. Start date is Monday, August 24th. Our head coach is Mike Freitz. His email is listed. Practices and home matches are hosted at Allendale Country Club. Girls soccer. Start date is Monday, August 24th. Our head coach is Scott Boudria. His email is listed. Practices are held at Dartmouth Middle School, and home games are hosted at Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. Boys soccer. Start date is Monday, August 24th. Our head coach is Josh Silva. His email address is listed. Practices are at Dartmouth Middle School, and home games are hosted at Dartmouth Memorial Stadium. Volleyball. Start date is Monday, August 24th. Our head coach is Rachel Lassie. Her email address is listed. And practices and home matches take place at Dartmouth High School in the Carlin Lynch Activity Center. And finally, our last offering is Unified Basketball. The start date will be in early September. Once that start date has been solidified, it will be shared. Our head coach is John Bro. His email is listed. Practices and home games will be held at Dartmouth High School in the Carlin Lynch Activity Center. Our winter season. Our winter season starts on Monday, November 30th, 2020, and the last possible day of the season, which is typically the date state championships are held, is Saturday, March 13th, 2021. We will be opening up online registration for the winter season on Monday, November 2nd. The sport offerings are as follows: boys basketball, girls basketball, boys indoor track and field, girls indoor track and field, boys ice hockey, girls ice hockey, which is a co-op with Bishop Stang, and winter cheerleading. Our spring season, which begins on Monday, March 15th, 2021, and concludes the state championship on Saturday, June 19th, 2021. Registration for the spring season opens on Monday, February 15th. The offerings in the spring are as follows: baseball, softball, boys lacrosse, girls lacrosse, boys outdoor track and field, girls outdoor track and field, unified outdoor track and field, sailing, boys tennis, and girls tennis. I want to participate in fall sports. What do I do? We have bulleted 5 different things to be aware of and responsible for. Number 1, sign up for a fall sport using the Google form that's attached. Again, the Google form that's attached is very important for those prospective student athletes to fill out. That information will be shared with the respective head coach of which program that you will sign up to participate in. Number 2, be on the lookout for a communication from the sport head coach for sports-specific information. So to use an example, if you are a student athlete who has signed up for volleyball, please be on the lookout for a communication from Coach Lassie that will let you know of the day and the time of a sports-specific meeting she will hold to share with you information. Number 3, be sure to register on Family ID when it officially opens. And again, reiterating an earlier point, signing up on the Google form and registering on Family ID are 2 different tasks. Both tasks must be completed. So please be sure that you do both. Number 4, expect information to be shared with you about the state's decision concerning sports physicals. Again, once that information is shared with our athletic department, the athletic department will share that information with all families. And number 5, be prepared to take an impact test once approval plan is finalized. Again, not every single student athlete will be impacted by having to take the impact test. But if you are one of those students, please be sure that when we finalize the approval plan and implement the test, that you are aware of the communication that we will send out. Over the next 3 slides, we will introduce to you and discuss our new athletic department website, www.biggreensports.org. This website is a work in progress and will continue to be developed over the summer months. The homepage of www.biggreensports.org has 4 very important tabs listed at the top of the screen. Working left to right are our sport offerings, our sports registration, our athletic user fee online payment option, and our calendar. If you were to click on the Sport Offerings tab, you would see a drop-down menu with all of the sports that we offer at Dartmouth High School and in which season they are played. By clicking on the Sports Registration tab, it would bring you to Family ID's home webpage. Family ID is an online registration program that we use at Dartmouth High School for our student athletes and families to register for our athletic program during all 3 seasons. By clicking on the Athletic User Fee online payment option, it will bring you to a menu in which you can submit your user fee per season electronically. And by clicking on the Calendar tab, you will have access to our individual sport seasonal schedules for varsity, JV, and freshmen. This next slide represents a picture of the bottom of biggreensports.org's homepage. On the left side of the menu are our quick links. Quick links to information such as our athletic department staff and contact information, our fall sports coaching roster for varsity, JV, and freshmen with coaches' email addresses, our athletic handbook, the MIAA handbook, our opioid misuse prevention documents, and finally the Dartmouth High School Athletic Hall of Fame. In closing, I encourage you to take the time to explore and navigate our new athletic department website. And please know, as mentioned earlier, this website continues to be a work in progress, and there will be new information released as the summer months progress. What's important right now? We need everyone's short-term attention to be focused on continuing to control what you can control. We need student athletes that are interested in fall sports to sign up ASAP using the Google form that is attached to this communication. We need to be on the lookout for head coach outreach. They will be sharing a time and date for an informational meeting via Zoom. And third, we need everyone to prioritize staying in shape safely, physically, mentally, and emotionally. What's coming? These 3 bulleted events and information are projected to be released in the month of August, and this is tentatively scheduled due to COVID-19. Practice times. As you are aware, in earlier slides, we shared with each of you our anticipated start dates for every sport that we offer in the fall season. What we did not include were the practice times for those dates. Practice times will be announced at a later date once all of that information is solidified. Our freshman and first year student athlete and parent orientation. This virtual event will take place in August and will cover our Dartmouth High School and Athletic Department rules, procedures, and protocols, along with highlighting some of the key MIAA rules that all of our student athletes must follow. We will also be able to answer any questions or concerns that you have before our school year and our athletic year begins. Our final bullet of this slide represents our Fall Sports Information Night. This night is typically held in August, hosted at Dartmouth High School in the auditorium, in which we invite all of our fall student athletes and families to attend. Topics of discussion range from our rules, procedures, and protocols within our athletic department, and very important school rules that we need to follow. We also give the opportunity for our individual sport coaches and programs to have a breakout session in which they meet with all of their respective student athletes and parents to discuss individual sport seasons, share team rules, share team expectations, and answer any questions that parents or student athletes may have. Once the time and date of this virtual meeting is finalized, we'll be sure to share that information with all fall student athlete families. And the final slide is our athletic department contact information. Our athletic office is located on the A level of Dartmouth High School on Bakerville Road. Our phone number, fax number, IP address for our website, and our Twitter handle are listed on the left side of the screen. While on the right side of the screen is my email address and our athletic secretary's, Dolores Constelletti's. Please feel free to contact our office over the summer months if you have any questions or concerns about our athletic program. Please remember that there are many questions still left unanswered about the fall season, and we will do our very best to communicate any new information once we receive it. In closing, I thank you so much for taking the time to view this presentation and be updated on our current situation in not only our school, but our athletic program. The methods of communication that the athletic department will use over the summer is email, Twitter, video postings such as this, and a newsletter. We will continue to work hard on behalf of all Dartmouth community members and remain positive and optimistic that our academic and athletic years will begin as scheduled. Thank you again, and please stay healthy and well.